Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Raftery and I'm the CEO at Projects RH. We are getting a number of inquiries from our clients around the world as to what's happening in the banking system and what does it mean. By and large, the system has proved to be resilient and has looked after its own problems. Why are banks important? It's a place we can keep our money safely. It's a place people can borrow from. And banks are fundamental to what's called intermediation. That is, banks actually make money move around the world and within local economies. What's happened recently is that a number of banks have looked unhappy and other people have stepped in and solved the problem. Whilst not a great advocate of deposit insurance, it has clearly worked in some parts of the United States. What we've seen though around the world is banks look after each other. So what you saw in London was the HSBC bought the leftovers of Silicon Valley Bank in the UK. When people needed money in the US, the big four topped in $5 billion a pop to make sure they could continue. But generally around the world, the big four banks in Australia, the big five banks in Canada and the big three banks in Singapore said another day in paradise, which it is true. Our finance system is fundamentally good. What happened is that during the COVID years, a lot of banks bought long-dated securities and they bought them at low yields to 1.5%. Today, those yields are 3.5% or 3%. So that if they need to sell those securities in an emergency, they won't get what their face value is. They'll get a discounted amount. That means that a lot of banks wouldn't have enough ready cash or be able to take those long-dated securities to their local branch of the central bank and get immediate money to redeem all their deposits. Now, bankers for centuries have lent money on the principle that people won't come back and take more than a certain amount of their deposits, which they keep as liquid securities. What we've seen around the world is people haven't rushed off to the bank and taken money. We continue to see trade certificates honoured. By and large, there has been a continuation of confidence. And in all things, banking is about confidence. What we see is that no major bank has looked at failing. There's been some discussion about something inside Deutsche Bank, which is much about nothing. We have not seen any of the large European banks or Asian banks need to even talk to their government or their central bank about getting an extra line of credit. We should continue to be concerned and monitor the situation in the United States. But there's clearly two leagues, the top 10 banks in the United States and the rest. Most foreigners and most organisations in the United States deal with the larger banks. Everything is stable, everything is good. And we should be very pleased that in good times and in bad, our banking system is there to support us. Critically, it's making sure people get paid. Our credit cards and our offshore payments, our airline tickets, everything goes through the banking system. And we are grateful to see that both the regulators and the banks have generally done a really good job. Thank you for listening. I'm Paul Raftery, CEO at Projects RH. Thank you for your time.